recording that?
Why? We are recording, Lisa. The most professional
Well,
show.
my eyelashes are falling off. It's like, hang on, look. No, they're okay.
Welcome back, people. How are we?
Live.
We're
Are
live.
we live?
No,
Oh,
really.
Damn it.
What's
Sorry,
happening
guys.
with
Sean
Bitcoin?
still
We're
hasn't got it.
going to get into abusing me after we look at charts this time. Just for the people that want to know what's going to happen with Bitcoin and Ethereum, this show is specifically for you. That's right. No personal charts. Dull, boring, straight into it. Lisa, Bitcoin, up or down?
Bit of both. That's it.
yeah.
End of
Okay,
show.
see you next week, everyone.
Maybe some sideways too.
Really,
Yeah.
I've heard sideways is good.
Yeah, we can make it very easy, Sean. If we zoom out a lot, it's always going up.
Very true.
Is it?
Well, some big milestones.
How much do you have to zoom out for it to be always going up, Didi?
Closed above 13,000 for the first time since 2017.
If you zoom out to a 4-year chart, then it's always
So
going up.
it's just like a straight line.
Yeah, it's like just straight line.
Up 5% on the week. One
No,
of,
that's
the,
fine.
one of the only coins to be up of a handful.
We can only do a month chart, Didi.
Is it?
Yeah, I know.
Is it
No,
the
but
beginning?
if you do a year chart,
Can you do a year chart?
yeah, then you see really cool. You have like 3 greens, then you get 1 red, then you get 3 greens, 1 red, 3 greens every time again. I'm talking
Oh,
about this
really?
kind of charts today. Yeah, it's really nice. That's like, I think it's the most cool chart to look at, because then you see the system that we are now just creating the 3rd green candle if we would
Yeah.
repeat history.
Because you
It's
like
really-
I'll share the screen. If I go onto the BLX, which is the
Yeah, I know what it is.
Brave Coin Liquid Index for Bitcoin.
Yeah.
This is the month. This is as far as it goes up on my. I could probably add. I think.
Yeah, you can add if
yeah.
you because you have a professional account. So if you go
Yeah,
to
I
the-
think I can add like a year somehow. I'll have to work it out. But
yeah, just if you just click on the month sign, I think, and then down in the bottom somewhere you can add something there.
oh yeah, add.
And you change minutes and years, for example.
So one. No, it won't go. It's only
Yeah, you can-
months. So if I go 12 months, maybe. Add.
Yeah.
Does it do that? Oh yes. Yes.
And then if you click, this is really cool. Check what you see now. If you zoom out a little bit more,
Yeah.
then you can
That is
see.
a really cool chart, actually. We're at, like, if I'm looking at this chart, we are at resistance. Look at
Yeah.
that.
And if you look a little bit more to the left, you can see that we had 3 green candles, then a red candle, again 3 green candles, and now again we are a red candle, and now we are building the 3rd green candle.
Yeah.
Next year will be the 3rd green candle.
Well, if
You
we
see
look
what
at
I mean?
this, no, but if we look at this, this is actually more epic than anything that, like, this is the first time I've looked at this chart, and I'm just going to show you something here. This is like the most epic, like, bull chart ever.
The most beautiful
So-
part is, Lisa, if you really, if on the right side, if you know that we can see the other candles a little bit bigger as well, then you can see something really cool.
So on which side?
So if you do, how do you say this? If you on the numbers on the right side,
Yeah.
like on the prices, then you can scroll a little bit down at the heights of the candles averages out a little bit.
Okay. On these bottom ones? Oops, hang
Yeah,
on.
but, no, but if you do it, shit, you can't see.
Are you sure it's on
Yeah,
a
if you-
monthly chart?
No, yeah, it's a
Oh,
yearly
no,
chart.
12
because
months?
if-
Yeah, this is a yearly,
Yeah.
so.
Yeah, because if you check now to this period in 2013, the same thing happened. If you check to the green candle and the red candle,
Oh, down here, look.
Yeah.
Yeah.
then you can see that the red candle was exactly the half of this green candle.
So if we look at this chart, right, if we look at this chart, how it is, this is a 1 wave, this is a 2 wave, and we're in a 4th wave. So if we're looking at a 12 monthly chart, like a yearly chart, this is a fourth wave. We're about to go into this massive big wave.
Yeah, the green candle you see next to the red one, that one will be the next one.
Yeah, so technically this candle should continue, and it's like over the next 12 months. Because if we have a look at this, so this started in January 17.
Yeah, that was a bull run.
Yeah, bull run. So
then we got a bear here.
Like, so this is the year. So this is like this candle here just before we go. So we have, if we're looking at this, we have a slight dip coming, which will be to this like 11,000-ish range here, because this is a fib level.
Exactly.
So 11,700 we're looking at here, and then we continue. So if I put on, this is actually like mind-blowingly awesome.
Cool, and that I got to share something that you think it's mind-blowing. How beautiful
is this is actually so cool. So cool.
Because this third candle starting now in 2021, that will be the explosive one if we would repeat history. And if you calculate the growth we had in the history, and we average it out, I think we should go to $30,000.
So I've got, this is actually so awesome, because it actually like, oh my God, this is like mind blowing. So this, I've got a system of doing fibs. So this is our wave one. If this is our wave one, we go to the 236. So then we've got this third wave, which we've had, an extended wave, and it's gone to 2618, which is like amazingly massive. So our next wave is here, which is in line with what I've been saying. Like this is 27,000, but I've been saying 26,000. I've been saying 28,000 with FOMO. This just like, this is like, this is actually so awesome. It's not funny. So cool. Yeah,
I like just that you also see the cycle, you just see that
you can see the cycle. It's so clear on here, and like and you can see that in this range here we've got so much volume coming into Bitcoin, but it didn't really move. And then like we've got this declining volume, and like normally with a declining volume we start to get a run. So it normally sort of comes down and then it goes up, and it continues going. So yeah, this is like so epic, it's not funny.
It's clearly going to be epic. My cab driver this week, usually when the cab drivers start talking about Bitcoin or crypto, sell, but this time around it's very different. This bull run, people are going to understand this thing isn't going away, it's here forever. And a major difference, when I said to my cab driver, he's like, well, it's all too difficult. I don't know how to get this. I don't know how to buy it. And I'm like, well, just walk into your bank.
The very exciting thing, I've had meetings this week, obviously, with my script, and I've taught 7 Hollywood executives how to buy Bitcoin. Yeah. And I'm like, yes. So, and then hopefully they buy Bitcoin and they tell somebody else, I bought Bitcoin. It's this easy to buy Bitcoin. So, and that's kind of, I spend a little bit extra time. They're helping me with my script. And then, so it's actually really, really cool. But this is such an exciting chart. You've got no idea how excited I am about this chart. It's like, oh my God. Crypto Chico, eat your heart out. This is going to 27,000.
So that's so cool. I had the simplified, am I sharing my screen now or not?
Hang on, I'll unshare mine.
Okay. So I had this simplified version of the chart already a long time on my screen, because I was like, wow, 3 greens, 1 bearish year, 3 bullish year with the acceleration of the bull run, again this bearish year, and then I was comparing the size of the candles. I'm like, wow, this is all adding up. Like the red one is like 1/3 of the green one. This one again is the half of this red one. This one was also the half of the red one. This one again is going to the resistance area. This one is again going to resistance area. And I'm like, this one is going to follow, it's the logic of this.
So as far as I can see on the chart that I just showed you, like, I'll go back to sharing that chart. So we've got one more wave up here. So I believe we're going to we could go to 16. So 16 is possible in this next wave, but I really think around the 14,000 sort of 600-ish mark is where we're going to turn around. So we'll have a wick on this candle, which is kind of similar to what we have on these other ones down here. And yeah, then we're off and we're running. So, you know, we've got this little squishy candle, and then yeah, up we go.
Agreed.
So yeah, so this one.
Do you think there's quite a few people that maybe bought the top last year? What was it, about 14.2, that might be nervous and want to get their money back, so to speak? Or
I don't think so.
No, I don't think so.
No.
Like, you know, if we've got a resistance here at this point here at 17.2, so you know we can continue up until this point. You know, this is a 12-month sort of chart, so we've got until the end of December to sort of hit this range. You know, possibly come back down for about 6 months and then continue up. So, you know, we could see the start of 2021 red, which is kind of what I've seen. But yeah, this chart's like epic, seriously epic. And yeah, it's got clear direction that, you know, Bitcoin's going up from here.
Yep.
So if we go,
I think aside of that, Sean, we can see that like almost 95% of the Bitcoin wallets that they are in profit at the moment. So
yeah,
I don't think there is a lot of people that are not in profit.
No, exactly. So it's like, you don't need to really sell. It's like, you know, you don't have your panic sellers out there.
I don't think I've ever been this bullish.
Yeah, well, we're in these choppy waves at the moment. So, you know, if you're doing a margin trade or a short-term trade, it's pretty choppy. If you're in a long-term trade.
Let me clarify that, Lisa. Over the next year, not the next day, not the next week, but over the next year, I've never been this bullish on what I'm seeing.
Yeah, I've had when I posted my chart on TradingView, which was the you know, the one that hang on, what's it called, the last bull standing. Let's get that chart up. So this chart, I got heaps of hate because at this point in time, we were going down. And I'm like, no, we're not going down. So, you know, I got, this chart went to the top and you know, it sort of sat there, and it's got 276 comments of people telling me how wrong I am and how stupid I am and
you beat me
how
this
ugly
week.
The chart is. And I just want to show you something. I'm going to press this little arrow here, and then
exciting.
All these people can eat their comments. Look, hang on, look, wait. Oh, look at that. It's like followed it. Oh, that's just me. But anyway, so I'd like to give a shout out to Ripple, whatever this person is. What the fuck is this?
Are you about to troll your trolls?
I'm going to troll my trolls. So,
that's brave.
So Ripple Triple Recti is definitely Ripple Triple Recti, because, and the 77 people that liked his comment as to what the fuck is this? What the fuck is this? This is fucking awesome. That's what this is. All right. Now back to like being humble. All right.
That's not easy at the moment.
So yeah. So obviously I've been saying that shorters are going to get liquidated. Clearly they are right now. We're due quite a big drop, I would think, as Didi was saying as well. So I think we've touched this this line that I had as a target. So we literally touched it and have dropped. I think we'll go a little bit more sideways in this region, and then we're going to come up for 14,600. At 14,600, I think we're going to come down and retest these MAs. So these MAs are sitting, this bottom MA is 11,800, which is in line with that awesome chart that I just showed you. So, you know, that's kind of what that support level is sitting at on that 12-month chart. And the resistance level is sitting at 14,600 on that 12-month chart, which is kind of ironic that they're my targets, and I've never seen that chart before. And I'm like, I'm very proud now. So yeah, so I really think we have one more wave up before we have a drop down. So, and I think that there's going to be a lot of support in this region. So have your orders ready, have them waiting there. So don't be in margin trades, have them in spot. So in case it just continues straight through and slices straight through your orders, you can pick it up. So, you know, and because the other thing is with that, if people are expecting a drop at any point, you know, obviously shorters are continuing to short and the whales are pushing them up. They could continue to push this up to 16,000, 17,000. So just to make, you know, liquidity continue. So it's easy when you've got sort of, you know, shorters continuing. So this is the shorts and longs. We can change this. We can go to the daily shorts and longs. We're about even at the moment. So which means that a lot of people in this region are starting to sort of, you know, stack up their shorts in the hope that, you know, this is the top here and we're going to have a bit of a drop. So we can see, like yesterday when I checked this, we were probably at about 40% on the shorts, and they're starting to grow because we're so sideways in this region at the moment. So we had $100 million printed on Friday or Saturday, I think. So for
question,
Tether,
Lisa, why is sort of Bitfinex a big outlier on this compared to other exchanges?
Bitfinex have like a lot of long-term longs,
right.
Yeah, happening. So they keep building on these. So there's a channel, I can't think of what his name is, but he follows all of this, and he follows all the Tether, and he often like sends me messages and stuff and telling me where the Tether's going. Mm-hmm. So yeah, Bitfinex have been stacking their longs since like the bottom.
Right.
And yeah, so that's why Bitfinex. But we normally see when Bitfinex longs like drop as well, like a lot of these, like the last sort of 15% of these will be short-term longs. So these are the ones that are going to die on Bitfinex. These long-term longs won't die because, you know, obviously they don't need to have stops, and they'll just, yeah, continue to be long. Mm. Yeah, so they don't need to have like stops or anything on a lot of these longs on Bitfinex. So Bitfinex and BitMEX usually sort of have these like movements where the wicks really go into the, you know, all of the stop losses. You think your stop loss is safe, but not when it crashes down. So, you know, it'll crash down, it'll take all the stops out, and then it'll continue back up. And you're like, you've got to buy in like $1,000 higher because of those bounces at the moment. So that's kind of what's happening there.
I don't see the platform we use on there, Prime. Is it not sort of hit a volume threshold or?
No, they don't really have the volume. Like they don't have the volume data, like not even on the site. You can't even see where the orders are sitting on the site either. So right. I have spoken to them about that because it's something that's really strategic. When you're trading, you really need to know where, you know, the orders are and where the, you can see sort of where the sell points are. Yep. And yeah, so, but yeah, I kind of check those on Bitfinex because Prime, you know, follows that as well.
Yep. Thanks once again to Prime for supporting the channel. We appreciate that greatly.
So yeah, so this is ETH. And as I said, we would possibly come down and retest the MAs, and we've done that. We've had a bounce. I think we're going to come down and retest this support. So one more wave down. So that's about 376-ish. And then we should continue up to the 444. So yeah, that's pretty easy trade as always.
You trade ETH on Prime at all, or are you primarily?
I don't. I should because I always nail this chart. I was like, I should just trade ETH.
I'm doubling my stack on you on Prime, Lisa. So
the pressure.
Doubling it on. You've done well. You're doing really well.
I am doing really well on Prime. I've clawed it back. I've climbed it. I was like, Yeah. So apparently, I hear somebody that you know, Sean, like blew their whole 600% stack on there.
Yeah, he's he'll hate us mentioning that, but he had a shocker, but he's actually back up 50% in the last few days.
Oh, really? So he didn't learn from his high leverage trading not to high leverage trade.
Yeah, not mentioning any names, of course. Jordan.
I didn't say it. I just brought up the subject.
No, he's going okay. No, he's actually trading pretty well. But yeah, he had a howler for a few days.
Yeah. Okay, so BSV is getting wedgy. So we're stuck in between these MAs, which is not a bad thing. As long as we continue in these MAs, we should continue higher. So at this point, we're holding support, we're holding MAs and looking good. So total crypto market cap this week had this epic spike. So which this is this 100 million. Well, this is 100 billion that actually went in, but we had like, yeah, this epic spike come in. So we've gone from, we were sitting around the sort of the 393 and we've like pumped up to 607 billion. So that's a lot of volume coming in, but as soon as that volume went in, it came out again. So yeah, so
it was that Briefit that does the Bitcoin videos. She from her donation, she actually stuck it into the market.
Oh, you think she made 200 billion on
Totally.
Yeah, 200 billion. Like if somebody wants to give me 200 billion, I'll dance stupidly and say boo, boo, boo. Anyway. Maybe 300 billion.
Where are we now? What's the current figure as we speak?
We're just above halfway. So
right.
We're at 400 billion. Our halfway point is 381 billion. And we're sitting above that. And we've been sitting above this point for probably just over a week or two, which is a good part to be. So we could come down, retest this support again. I'm hoping we continue higher, that this was a resistance test to see like how much money and how easily it is to move this market.
Yeah.
So at this point as well, this is they haven't cleaned up any of these charts, which is impressive for a change. So at the point that we saw this test here on the total market cap. So obviously this total market cap money went into a lot of alts. So and we can see that the dominance like massively dropped. So, and that's how we correlate that. So as to where the money's going. So, you know, we had this massive percentage drop. So Bitcoin went down to 43. And the total market cap went up. So which means that the total market cap, that money went all into alts, and a lot of the alts were pumping. I can't even remember which ones were doing. Maybe it was DeFi stuff.
I mean, there's only been a handful of alts in the top 100 that went up. I mean, obviously the Hex crowd are pumping the air at the moment.
Yeah, so I don't exactly know where all of this money went.
No, I mean, there's only literally like Celsius and two or three others in the top 100.
Yeah, so it must have gone into some lower, like...
Or in Kasama, actually, the one you follow closely.
Yeah, Kasama had a lot of like money come in, but then I had a lot of money come out.
Right, okay.
So it just missed my sell. So it's like I'm still sitting in this... I'm in profit, but I had more profit because when I checked, I went, damn. Anyway.
Look, I think we're all in agreement that Bitcoin is really gearing up for a bull run here. What are your sort of overall feelings on how alts will behave in the next month? I mean, obviously, there's a lot of tears in the alt space at the moment.
There is, but if it's anything like 2017, once Bitcoin starts sort of running, then you know the mums and dads investors and everyone sort of, you know, it comes into the alts, because you think, you know, the mentality of somebody that doesn't understand Bitcoin is I can buy a whole coin.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know, if they buy a Litecoin or they buy a BSV or whatever, they buy, you know, for whatever price it is, say BSV, they come in and they go, okay, for BSV, if I spend $164, I have one whole BSV. So if, if I go into Litecoin and I spend $55.7, I have one whole Litecoin. So that's the mentality of it. It's like, because if I look at Bitcoin and it's like, I have to spend $13,693 to buy one Bitcoin here. So yeah, when I can own a whole Litecoin or a whole,
True. I think what's going to be really interesting to watch, for example, here in Singapore, DBS Bank now, you can go in and buy it. I'm pretty sure it's one of the banks that wouldn't let me open an account because I was a crypto or a Bitcoin business. Now you can buy Bitcoin there. So I'm just, these on-ramps for this bull run are going to be entirely different to what they were.
That's the thing. So the thing, like, you can buy Bitcoin on PayPal, but you can't actually move Bitcoin off PayPal.
Yeah.
So it's like, so you don't actually, if it's not your keys, it's not your Bitcoin. So unless you can physically move that into your own wallet, it's not Bitcoin.
No, it's really nice for the marketing. It's a cool advertisement that PayPal is accepting it. The 350 million will understand it, but now we need to educate those 350 people, a million people, and indeed about the fact that they cannot send your Bitcoins from there. And
PayPal,
I don't think you even buy Bitcoin.
Yeah, but PayPal have said they're working on changing that. They're working on fixing that issue, but how long that takes? And it's like, so buying. So I go, okay, Bitcoin's whatever price it is, PayPal's going to sell it to me. It says that I've got 0.1 of a Bitcoin, but it's like how I can use it within PayPal, and I can buy things with my Bitcoin on PayPal, but you can't remove it, so it's not really Bitcoin.
Well, this is an interesting.
They can freeze your PayPal account, and you don't have access to your Bitcoin anymore. That's exactly not what
this is a really interesting question. I mean, I'd love to maybe just stay on it for a second. So, I mean, firstly, Didi, obviously, we've all three of us been educating on people on Bitcoin for a number of years. So clearly what I'm seeing now is, for me, without a doubt, Bitcoin is going to be rehypothecated by these banks, by these financial institutions. There's clearly going to be more paper Bitcoin than actual Bitcoin. So, the other day I was sort of thinking, what's the future for my brand, for hard forking moving forward? What's this landscape going to look like? What am I going to be teaching people? And I've really come to that realization, my God, now it's even more important now.
Yeah.
So I think people are going to miss that fundamental aspect of what Bitcoin is. It is that hard asset that you own.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
But what the banks are doing and what they have been doing with OTC deals and all of this sort of stuff. So they're buying Bitcoin, they're storing Bitcoin, and then that way they can say that they can sell you Bitcoin.
Exactly.
Because they say that the Bitcoin's in your account because they have cold storage of that Bitcoin.
Yep.
So, so you never really own Bitcoin like you would do if you bought it on an exchange and then you moved it to your own wallet, and you took control of those keys.
So it loses its censorship resistance, and
it does. So, while the general population still believe that they own Bitcoin, they don't actually own Bitcoin because they're not educated enough to understand, the whole concept of it. So, and that's where you come in, Sean, that's where you come in, Didi, and me here, sitting here going, okay, if it's not your keys, it's not your Bitcoin. It's like, so, yeah. But whether, your mums and dads that are coming into the market understand that or not, it's a different thing. And whether they're going to ever be educated enough to do that, because you're trusting your bank, and it's like, okay, I trust my bank's holding the Bitcoin for me, and I can spend my Bitcoin.
Yeah, I mean, there's going to be massive upward price action because of all of this. That's a great
thing.
Yeah, but let's be honest, it's like completely surpassing the goals of what Bitcoin meant to be. And I had a huge discussion yesterday on Gockstein with David and Ross about this as well. And we can see that Bitcoin is turning into a rich man's tools again. It's not going to be for everybody. So I think it's very important that like cryptos like Litecoin, Verge, BSV, whatever, any other crypto, that will be surviving as well for the poor people again, for us, for the normal people that want to invest
but you think
and use it as a peer-to-peer cash. because Bitcoin is definitely going to be
But
a rich man's tool.
they're doing that
see.
within the banks. They're actually doing that, so it becomes peer-to-peer cash. So it does, like, and it's, you know, easily transferable, and, you know, but you don't. The thing I'm saying is you don't actually own the Bitcoin. So it's like,
No,
it's like owning a gold bar and having it stored in the vault. So that's what they're doing with the Bitcoin. They're putting them in vaults, and they're allowing people to use it virtually, not really. It's just like transferring fiat currency. So yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And, you know, they can still, and that's the main reason they can confiscate it. And the scariest thing I think is, and which is the worst of the whole situation, is that Bitcoin is built for peer-to-peer to be a peer-to-peer cash for everyone in the world. Still, the people that cannot verify an address, don't have KYC, all the poor people all over the world, they don't own bank accounts. So they can still not buy the Bitcoin. The banks can offer it, but those people, those unbanked, they can still not access those Bitcoins through a bank because they don't even are able to KYC. So it has nothing to do with Bitcoin. That's why I think it's very important that people are educated, like you said, Lisa, that Bitcoin should be available for everybody, everywhere, any kind of way. And that's not what the banks are doing. That's not what PayPal is doing. It's a great marketing.
No, they're not. But this is a way to control Bitcoin. When you look at it that way, this is a way to control it. This is a way to sort of, you know, stop this widespread of the use and away from banks. So if your bank then offers you the ability to use Bitcoin, you know, as a cash and a payment transaction, then they control it. So, you know, they have to have the same store of value in their vaults for the Bitcoin for them to like offer it to you. But, you know, it's just, for me, this is a way of controlling Bitcoin.
Yeah, it definitely is. I agree. And I think the positive part is, Lisa, that we have seen in history that every time when some asset becomes a rich man's play asset, it goes up. So the positive part is they want to be even richer, so they will push the price up, and we will see this huge bull run.
Didi, I think it even potentially goes beyond that. If you look at some of the commentary out of Simon Dixon, which I think is really fascinating, even in Australia right now, Lisa, where they're looking at central bank issued digital currencies. You know, his narrative is really fascinating, where we potentially have this renegotiation of the entire financial system, the US dollar, the euro, the Chinese yuan, and a lot of these sort of next tier players, if they signal that, you know, they're at a sovereign wealth level, they're bringing Bitcoin to that negotiation table because their currency is screwed, and they don't have big gold reserves. Then you really see Bitcoin go through the roof.
This is already happening. So this is like the time. This is like, you know, every 40 years we have an overhaul within the financial system, and this is why cryptocurrency is so important. And I've been saying this for years and years and years and years. It's like, you can go back through videos that I've posted, through videos here, and you know, cryptocurrency is an important factor in the revolution and the reinvention of money, and how it works and how we transact between countries and how all that happens.
And also we have the whole power structure, Sean, because it is already happening, like Lisa's saying. I made this week, I made 2 videos about Iran. Can you imagine how big this news is, what they are doing? And can you also see the plan they rolled out? Because they, like 8 months ago, they allowed all their huge power plants to mine Bitcoins. So these power plants have been mining Bitcoins for 8 months. They have a lot of Bitcoins in Iran at the moment. And now this week they announced, okay, we are going to legally allow all the world, all the companies in Iran and all the people in Iran to use Bitcoin to pay for import, because that is how we can avoid the US sanctions. Can you imagine how big this is? So the US is suppressing Iran, not buying oil, not giving them dollars. Iran can do no import anymore because they need dollars to import their goods all over the world. So they are being sanctioned by the US, being denied to use dollars, and now they just take Bitcoin and they start to import. Iran is doing this, Venezuela is doing this with the petrodollar. This is going to change the whole world. And people are not, they are reading the article, but they are not understanding that it could even lead to a war. That is why I created the video 2 days ago.
We're effectively we are sort of at war when you look at what's been happening with currencies. You know, we're not just bombs, but we are at war with the currencies.
But that's what I'm saying, Sean. But if you look to the history, all the wars that were fought in that area, worry about oil or gold or any other asset. The moment Iran is going to shift from oil to a Bitcoin country that has power plants mining Bitcoins and importing with Bitcoins and exporting for Bitcoins, this becomes a threat for the whole system that is in control, and they will create another war. They will create a war.
But it also comes into the play that, you know, oil lost its total value this year. It went to sub-zero prices, so it's actually a worthless asset. You know, so my cat's chasing a fly. I know. So it's like we're trying to have a serious conversation here, Coco. It's like
Lisa doesn't feed her cats properly. Look at it. It's gonna.
No, she's got to catch flies. Yeah, so you know, for a country like Iran that is so war torn, and you know survives on oil, this and oil going to sub-zero prices with the US and everything pushing that down. I don't know what she's doing. She's gonna. Oh my god. Anyway, and so where was I? So yeah, so Bitcoin is you know, is valuable in places like that, definitely. Yeah.
So what are your thoughts? Obviously, you know, we've got this US election happening in the next couple of days. What are the S&P futures looking like? Firstly, for later today, Lisa,
well,
and over the next week, we have seen this correlation between those markets and crypto. Are we likely to see carnage in the traditional market?
Well, we could do. It really depends on kind of who gets in my opinion. So if I'll share the screen. So
I think when Trump is going to win, he promised the people again to give a lot of money to the people, so that will be positive. People will again buy Bitcoins of this, support money. Who
do you think's going to win, Didi?
I'm not into the election, but I think Trump is going to win. If I just only see that this guy is doing a talk and that like 80,000 people show up on the grass field like a rock concert, I think this guy is going to win again.
Yeah. So this is the chart, the S&P. So one day we saw that we hit this resistance. We've come down. You know, it should, if this is a corrective wave, we could have an ABC here, and that's complete. So if we go and we put some waves there, we've got an A, a B, and a C. C wave can come down to about this point. We could be in a DE wave. So if we're in a DE wave, we could come up and retest this again and then come down again here. So, and this would be in line with US elections and then coming down later. So if we have a look at the RSI on this chart, we've got a bounce about to happen. So, which means we're probably going into this D wave. So, and then hitting this resistance and coming down again. So this is just hit this support on this diagonal. So yeah, it's a no-brainer that it's going to bounce in this region. So, and come up. We don't always get the D and the E wave. I often say that on Twitter. So we could come and just break through this region and go straight up. So the place to buy is always the C wave. And then, depending on who gets in, depending on how much money is printed, and we could continue straight through here. So I've got a theory with this. So when Obama came in, the markets went into recession in 2008. So if Biden gets in, I don't think he's going to be printing. So I actually don't think he will get in, but they've evened out how the voting works in the States at the moment. So I was talking to a couple of producers that are not wanting Trump to get in and, batting for Biden to get in. But at the end of the day, if Biden does get in, the markets are going to crash. I don't think they're going to bolster them up with any government printing. And I think it'll be sort of like Obama did in 2008, where we saw that massive crash and, Yeah, when he came in and the world went into the recession. So that is a possibility if Biden gets in. And I don't think that's going to happen. I do think Trump will get in because I don't think, the overall plan of the global economics is not for the markets to crash. And that's just what happens.
No, I mean, the central banks are effectively just holding this.
Yeah. So I really think Trump is going to get in, and he's a puppeteer in this case, and the money's going to continue printing. Government stimuluses are going to come out, and we'll continue through. So if I would be buying in this region if you're trading the S&P, and so if Trump gets through, it's going to continue up. We will have a bit of a dip at this resistance. We always dip at resistances. It's just how it works. Whether we go into the E wave is another thing. So if we have a look at the DJI,
We all just want the day where we're not even looking at these things and crypto is completely decoupled. I don't think that day is far away.
Well, we can see I've just opened this up, and this is what I was sort of looking at. So we've had a bit of a dip, a greater dip than what I was expecting. So we've come down to this support region. We've got a very, very strong support here. So again, looking at this RSI, if you're trading this chart, we've hit support. And that means that we're about to bounce. So these markets are about to go up. Bitcoin predominantly follows a lot of these markets. When these markets are green, Bitcoin is green.
So I'm expecting a little pump in Bitcoin when these markets open in a few hours.
Yeah, so these are all on support. Both of these charts are on support. So it's on strong support here. The other one's on a strong support as well. So we're bouncing. We're going up.
So I saw this this chart. Maybe I can share it for a second if you want.
I'll stop my share. There we go.
Wait, I need to do it like this. Go back to my Zoom screen. Share the screen. Maybe you can comment, because I understood the chart, but maybe not completely. And it's created by Willy Woo. I love his charts because you can see here that he thinks that we are seeing the first signs of the decoupling behavior as we look at the Bitcoin price and the NVT price. And we also see that the SP 500 is going down. So maybe it could happen, Sean, maybe this whole decoupling is really starting. So this chart is showing this.
I think Willy Woo needs to look at a lower time frame on Bitcoin. I don't think, while the chart is it's a very different pattern. So if you were to look at this region here and put it into the S&P at this, like how it is here, down the bottom. So like, I don't know if you can't see so if you go to September 2020 sort of ish on Bitcoin.
Yeah. September 2020, that's about here.
Yeah, so it's about here. So if we take it from about there, and we see this big crash on the S&P, and then we continue up, we have continued up a little higher, but we're in this corrective phase that we see in the S&P.
This one, the big one, which is a little bit smaller at Bitcoin.
It's a little bit smaller in Bitcoin, but it's a very similar sort of, we have had a little bit more sort of direction on Bitcoin, but the S&P is an older chart.
Okay.
So it's actually different. Sort of, he needs to take a smaller portion of that chart. So I often see gold, which is like a very, very old chart compared to Bitcoin. It's like, it's nothing. It doesn't even move like Bitcoin. So it takes forever to move like $1 on gold, whereas Bitcoin can move 1,000 in a day. So it's like,
I always love the comparison. If you like invested $1 in gold like 10 years ago, you would now have a Snickers bar. And if you invest $1 in Bitcoin, like you now have a big yacht, it's like
exactly. So that's the difference, and it's just crazy. So I'll go back and I'll share my screen. I'll just have a couple look at the alts. So we've got Link trading. It's similar to what BSV is trading in a channel. So might come down and retest on this 10.7 mark before continuing higher. So, you know, looking at the S&P and all of those charts, I really think we're going to see a strong bounce in Bitcoin over the next couple of days, especially on open. We should see, you know, we might even see that 14,600 with that drop. So,
is Litecoin also looking okay, Lisa?
Yeah, Litecoin's looking really good at the moment. So we've had
Speaking
some
of
nice.
Litecoin, weren't you guys going to help get them on my Wednesday show?
Didi was going
you
to.
can have them. Yeah. If you want, you can have them. I just had a show with John and Ben, and they're open. And you know, if you want to have John on it, it's okay. But if you want to have David on it, I think that one is more serious. Just let me know.
Yeah. So Litecoin, we've come down. We've got this previous resistance. We've broken through. We're holding above that. We did drop down into it, but we're still holding above it now. So we've got back above. So same as what I was saying last week, Litecoin looks really good to continue up. So Litecoin is on the support. So I really think, you know, watch Litecoin today, because if it starts moving, Bitcoin's going to follow closely after. That's always what happens. Yeah. So Sean's favorite chart. So Ampl came under my pink line again.
I'm still holding it.
You're still holding it? You didn't sell? What? So it hit my target.
Went to 80 cents, and while I was sleeping, I woke up and it was $1.18. I'm not selling it. I'm fascinated by this thing. I'm trying to figure it out.
You should be selling it and then rebuying.
Nah.
Under the pink line.
Yeah.
So yeah.
It's a stable coin, for God's sake.
You'd be losing your coins at the moment, wouldn't you?
No. I've accumulated a bunch of coins over the last month.
Have you? Yeah. So we've got one more dip down here, and we should be off and running. So we hit a target up here, which was a resistance target. Obviously, we've come down correct, and one more drop down to, Bitcoin's crossing something.
Yeah, it's going down.
Yeah, it's going down. It's probably hit my stops. Yep, stops all hit.
Damn, 13,500.
Yeah. So this will go. So I'm on Prime at the moment. So we should dip to around 13,400-ish. We've got a support in this region. So that's a pretty nasty candle happening right now. So ETH is the same. ETH is
Didi, get your hands off the trigger. Stop it.
Didi's like selling. Sell.
Yeah. Shit, I need to take some profit. I just found a new house, Sean, a big house with a pool.
I know. Yeah, no, we're looking next Monday. We're going to do crypto cribs. You're going to show us the Bitcoin pad.
Next Monday, I will do an official crypto cribs, and then you can see. I think you can refer to it as a cool Bitcoin pad for the kids and the wife and me. Anti-COVID Bitcoin pad. Welcome to my anti-COVID Bitcoin pad. Welcome to my anti-COVID Bitcoin crib.
There you go. So Bitcoin looks like it's going to, there's a support around 13,340. So yeah.
Interesting times, isn't it? Where I think we had that period where Bitcoin was a little bit boring.
It is a little bit boring right now, but yeah.
It's not boring. We went up to 14K. We created the second highest monthly close ever.
On the 12th anniversary.
Oh yeah, on the full moon. On the full moon.
Yeah.
And the 12th anniversary of the white paper.
Yeah. You know, the strangest thing is, what I found really strange, I saw a really cool article that if you look at some exchanges, like then we create the second highest monthly close ever. Mm-hmm. But if you look at the Binance exchange and the Binance chart, then we create the highest monthly close ever, because the highest close on Binance in December 2017 was lower than the highest close we saw yesterday. Yeah, only the Binance. And also, if you analyze I think if you analyze the Binance volume, you will see that there is something really strange happened on the full moon night with the Binance volume, and that is, I think, why we didn't close on every other exchange above.
Well, on we had $100
$13,250.
million worth of Tether printed. 100 billion. It was a lot of Tether.
But you can see it on the Binance. You can open the charts. You can see that if you check the Binance chart, you can see that the Bitcoin, the monthly close of this candle was higher than December, which is really cool. So we did do a highest monthly close.
There you go. Maybe we should invite that moon person on as for a guest appearance with us one week.
I will open a Telegram group with you, and then he will add you. I'm doing it now because I forget it again.
Yeah, so we had, I'm just going to share this screen. So this is the whale calls on Twitter. So we can see that on the full moon night, we had a hell of a lot of Tether printed. So, and sent out everywhere.
Mm.
Then we had a lot of BTC moved in that actually pushed it back down. So yeah, so that's what you've got to kind of watch. So you watch for the Tether being printed, you know you're going to get a quick, sharp wave up. And then when you see these BTC movements, you know you're going to get those moves down as well.
Right. Very good. Very good. Very professional show today, people. All business.
It is.
Yeah. Let's keep it that.
Let's keep it that way. Well, listen, thank you very much for your time. These two have been winding me up about going live. We will.
We were meant to be live 2 weeks ago.
I think you're going to hang around with me now. We're going to have a little play and try and figure out how we in fact do that. And yes, Lisa, we can have all our trolls on next week, and they can all.
That's okay. Bring them on. Trolls are people too.
Trolls are people too.
In their mum's basement.
Good God.
Very, very small green people.
Yes. They only have little green dildos, so it's like that's why they're sad.
Yeah, so you need many of them, because else they won't satisfy you.
So anyway, my parting thing, and this isn't financial advice, people, but we have been saying it for years. Bitcoin is that asset that you can truly own yourselves. I think, as you've seen today, we're all very, very bullish. Thank you for sharing that chart, Didi, and I saw how incredibly excited Lisa was. But I think.
Oh my God, that chart is like epic.
Yeah.
Epic, so
That's
epic.
Be the headline of this video, epic.
I'm going to put that on TradingView and then get like 1,000 million likes.
Beautiful.
All right.
Thanks to Didi. It's like Bitcoin.
We can't give financial advice, so you should think about buying some Bitcoin, people. Think about it.
Yes.
No, well, they can't buy any Bitcoin because I'm going to buy it all. I'm buying all the Bitcoin. Yeah.
There's no Bitcoin left anymore, guys.
There's no Bitcoin left. They had to keep mining it. I just bought all the
Hurry
Bitcoin.
up before Didi and Lisa buy it all.
Yeah.
I wonder if my Mt. Gox Bitcoin will ever come back. Hopefully it comes back when it's like $100,000 a Bitcoin. It's like a forced saving.
I think
and it's like, then I'll be like a bazillionaire.
I saw they are going to pay at end of the year, I heard now.
No, they're not. Do you know how many emails I get telling me that I'm going to get paid? And it's like, there was somebody on like some whale dude saying that, Bitcoin was going to dump because everyone from Mt. Gox is getting paid. And I'm like, dude, they're not giving me my Bitcoin. Yeah. It's not happening.
I hope so. Sort of 4 years ago when I set all this up, the woman that did all the art for my website, I didn't know it at the time, but I had lunch with her and she was literally sitting there and shaking. We were discussing, how the website would look, and that I wanted to educate people on Bitcoin, and we created this little Bitcoin character together. She was literally shaking. Her hand was shaking. And I'm like, look, but are you nervous about something? Do you want a drink? And it turned out she owns a ton of Bitcoin on Mt. Gox and lost it all. And she literally would be worth millions. And here she was having to work.
Well, if I didn't, so if I didn't have that, I'd be worth billions. But anyway. It's like I wouldn't be living in Melbourne.
Lisa's Tinder hits just went through the freaking roof with that.
I'm not on Tinder. I have deleted Tinder.
Have you?
But can you make a chart on it?
A chart on Tinder. Yeah, I ended up with 5,000. I had 5,223 likes when I deleted Tinder. So yeah, and I just I don't need Tinder.
No.
There you go, people. I hope you've enjoyed today's show. I certainly have. I've
got to show. Hang on, look. I've got to show you my nails because I got out, and it's like,
like one very short.
How was the freedom?
What? Oh, it's been awesome. I've seen so many friends. I've given people hugs. It's like, oh my God. So I was out to lunch today. I was out yesterday for lunch, yesterday for dinner. I was meant to go to dinner Saturday night, but I didn't. Some stuff happened, but yeah. Anyway.
So cool.
I can see the excitement in your face. That's awesome.
It's like, I get to go out.
It's been a long time for you guys, huh?
I'm like a little kid. It's like,
But I don't think we will be able to visit her, Sean. You know, I saw this video that like some government people in Australia now announced that next year we need a digital passport where it's stated that we are vaccinated against COVID, because else we are not allowed to enter Australia if we don't have a COVID vaccination. So I think Australia is the first one that's going to lock us out.
They're going to lock me in.
No, you can do whatever you want. They are going to lock me out.
No, but they're going to make me have a stupid vaccination if I want to come back. That's so dumb.
Yeah.
So I guess we all better select.
So this, my excitement short-lived.
No, sorry. Stay excited.
This is my I want to travel the world though. I'm so excited. But this is just Australia for now.
You just might have a
beautiful
vaccination for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
I'm okay.
Just see it like this. Yeah, Sean.
No,
I'll probably ban from YouTube for talking about vaccinations.
For talking about vaccinations and like how excited Lisa is.
No. Australia is as big as Europe, man. So you have a lot of space to travel. That's beautiful.
Dust and dirt. It's not exciting places to travel.
Of course, you can go to the blue mountains. It's beautiful.
Yeah, but I'm not even allowed to go and see my nana. Like my nana broke her hip last week, and she was they heavily sedated her. Then she had an operation. She didn't wake up straight away, but she's a tough old duck. And Mum went and saw her yesterday, and she was pretty good yesterday. So and she's doing not too bad. But I can't even get a flight to see her without quarantining in Queensland, and it's Australia.
Oh, really? So it's not Australia. It's still state.
No, I can't even. I don't even know if we're allowed to travel yet. I think I'm only supposed to go 25 k's. So yeah.
So strange.
Yeah. So no, it's still. I think we're still sort of unraveling all the sort of the travel and stuff within Australia. So yeah.
Well, fingers crossed. Next year we can be back to normal, traveling around, seeing each other, coming to see
Didi nice.
And the Bitcoin.
Yeah, we'll go to see Didi in Bitcoin Mansion. We can come and watch my film. I intend to have my film contracted by the end of this.
Lisa, I see you made the finalists of the Los Angeles, what is it? The
LA Film Awards.
That's awesome.
So yeah, it's very exciting.
Very, very exciting.
So yeah.
So exciting. She's going to win.
I am. So there's another announcement of the monthly. There's a monthly finalist announcement tomorrow. So I plan on winning that. And then the big awards is April next year. So, and there'll be 12 finalists.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Exciting times, people. Thank you very much for your time, you two. Didi, if you want to hang around for a minute now, we can attempt to figure out how we can actually stream live next week. And Lisa, always a pleasure. Thank you very much.
Amazing. Thank you.
Charts today.
Yeah, that's so exciting. I'm putting it straight up on. I'm going to put it up on TradingView and go to number 1.
Let your followers know that this video will be up very, 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 very shortly. Apologies, it wasn't live. I'll have it posted within 2 hours, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Well, I'm going to send it to you right now, Didi, so you can get it up
Cool.
on your channel, and I'll have it up very shortly. But yep, thanks once again, you two.
Thank you
everybody
guys.
for watching. We'll see you next week.
Next week. Bye-bye.
Bye.